What up? What up? What up, Night Nation? Different tune today. You know what I'm saying? I got reactions I plan to do, but on my algorithm, I had something pop up that I thought was interesting. You know what I'm saying? And I've gotten a lot more, subscribers on my channel compared to how many I had before when I posted a video regarding my concerns about the N word. You know what I'm saying? And if you hadn't looked it up, if you haven't seen it, you know what I'm saying, I would suggest you go, check it out. So I get a lot of questions, a lot of comments like why don't you use the N word? Why just use the word, just use the N word? And to sum up that video, it's just that I'm trying not to use the word. It's still an ongoing battle, as you can see sometimes, because it just causes friction, it causes separation, it causes divide. You know what I'm saying? I dive into this topic much deeper on that video. So just type in Stevie N word and it'll probably come up. But I saw a video pop up and it said Immortal Technique gets real about the N word, and I respect the fuck out of Immortal Technique because of the type of shit he talks about, what he stands for, what he seems to stand for. He's like real dude, conscious dude. You know what I'm saying? Woke beyond all measure and shit. So I'm curious as to his mind state about everything, man. So yeah. I don't know how this video is gonna turn out, but you know what I'm saying? Fuck it, man. It's my platform. I can do what I want to do with it. And I feel this is it's always a good time to have these discussions about things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what race he is. I don't know if he's Hispanic or if he's mixed or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? So not being a black man, I want to see what his perception on it is. I want to see how he sees things through his eyes. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man.
I think, for example, the J-Lo thing is interesting because I've never heard somebody say that Fat Joe can't say that word. Right. I never heard somebody say Big Pun can't say that word because they said, they grew up on some nigga shit. Big Pun had a song called that, nigga shit. You know what I mean? Where it was like rib tips and pork fried rice, and he started rapping about all this typical shit that people do, and I think that I've used that word to have some camaraderie, and I've definitely used that word to try and educate people as well to what the reality is. And I'll give you one example. When I was incarcerated, I had a white cellmate that had half his face blown off with a shotgun. And I remember one time he said something, and I never forget this. He goes, damn, they stuck me with all this nigga work today. And I turned around, and mind you, I'm like in the middle, I'm like at the height of my anger, and I'm incarcerated, and I thought this nigga's been cool with me. Like, damn, we've been chilling for like 2 months. Like we got our little system arranged. Like, you get the fuck out of the way when I need my shit, I get the fuck out the way when you need your shit. So I'm looking over, I turn around like, am I gonna have to fuck you up right now? I was like, yo, what the fuck did you just say, homie? And he goes, I didn't mean any offense. Like, that's honestly how people have always said that. Like, I don't mean it. And I said, let me explain something to you, young brother. And I can't believe I said the young brother. The nigga's older than me. But I said to him, like, let me explain something to you, young man. That was just me, I think, posturing and throwing a shot. I'd be like, I think you need to understand something. Is that when your people were out there working in the field too, you were poor white trash, and they never looked at you as acceptable to be part of their rich world. As a matter of fact, they'd probably rather have their daughter marry a really, really rich, dark motherfucker than some broke white person like you. And I was like, when you were out in the fields being an indentured servant back in the days, you wore a shirt and you struggled in the sun all day. And when you came home, you took your shirt off and your back was white and your neck was red. And where do you think that term comes from, redneck? It comes from, no, you're a poor white sharecropper. The white master, he doesn't have any redneck. He sits on the porch drinking lemonade all day, or inside the big, big house in the plantation. And I said, so since you're out there working for the man, tell me something. Aren't you the biggest nigga in this fucking room? And I was like, right here with dude. And he looked at me and he was like,
damn, boy. Damn, boy. Hey. Ooh, see, Immortal Technique is the one, bro. Immortal Technique is the one, bro. Like I got so many thoughts about what he just said, but to prove his point, it goes beyond that. But to prove this point that he's trying to make to this dude who just said the shit he just said, bro, I bet that shit hit his motherfucking in the mouth, in the jaw, in the heart, in the soul, bro. He fucking, oh, that was perfect.
Damn, yo, I never really looked at it that way. And he goes, I'll never say that word again, man. He was like, thank you, man. And what would have been the difference if I had just been like, did you say nigga? Like, he wouldn't have got nothing from that, except we would have both been locked up in a hole. But he learned something from it. And in terms of whether it's V, whatever her name, V Nasty, or whoever else, I think if you can't talk to somebody about something and you can't have a conversation with them and your immediate response is, I'm gonna kill you for saying something, I don't know nothing about you or where you come from, or that. You know, I called Fab when all that happened, Mr. Fab. I called him and I said,
he was defending her.
Right. And at first I told him, listen, don't stand in front of that train. Don't do that to yourself. Because there are so many people that will not understand anything about what you're saying. I was like, two, we sat down and we talked about how, yes, some people just grow up in an environment where that's all they know. You know? If the situation was reversed, though, and people are saying that they only use that term to be socially acceptable, and then when they get involved in anything that has to do with the law or niggas arresting you, and then you're like, oh, well, you know, you turn into somebody completely different, and it's like, well, no, of course not. I would never do, and you know, and you play that white card, then you're a fraud. Yeah. But if that's really who you are, and you're in the police station like, I'm here with my nigga, you know what I mean? What could, they adopted you. They brought you into the hood. They let you live. They taught you everything you know. They never got offended at it. I can't tell you how to live with your family and talk with them. What I can tell you is this. If you're going to use that word, don't use that as the only option to express yourself about our people. At least learn something about us, you know? Find out who amongst us was not a nigga. Marcus Garvey, that's not a nigga. Malcolm X, that's not a nigga to me. Martin Luther King, that's not a nigga. Nat Turner, that's not a nigga. You know what I mean? At least learn who the fuck they are. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I can't tell you what I feel it's stupid. People have they have this overly important sense of themselves sometimes in rap. Like, I can make you say or not say something, or I can make you say something. No, you can't. You can try and intimidate people, but no one gives a fuck about where you are on the internet now, nigga. This is a whole world apart. I can't make you say something or not make you say something. What I can ask you to do is say, hey man, if you gonna talk like that and you think you got a homie pass or a hood pass because you know a lot of that doesn't let you use that word, at least learn something about our people, learn something about our struggle. You can't love this music without loving our people, you know? You have to understand what we went through in order to get to where we are, and the fact that where we are is not even where we deserve to be in terms of the people that introduced civilization to the world. You know, the first people of every religion, Jesus Christ. No pun intended. But yes. Black Jewish guy, lived with his moms.
Right, there were no white people in that area at the time.
Well, I mean, the only white people were Greeks and Romans, right? And
she was not a Greek.
Yeshua ben Yosef was not a Greek or a Roman, but he knew how to speak those languages. You know, there's a debate now about, there's always been a debate about what language the first scriptures are, and whether it's Aramaic or Greek, and who knows. But I digress. I just ask that you understand something about our people. That's all. You know, I can't make you change your mind. I can't make you grow up. I can't make somebody more mature. I can't make anybody think differently. I can only give them a suggestion, and the choice is theirs to make. You can't tell somebody don't kill somebody, Vlad. You can't tell a nigga that's furious, that has revenge on his mind. You can just say, hey man, is that gonna bring your peoples back? You know? Is revenge sitting in prison for the rest of your life? What other options do we have here? Let's sit down and talk. If we're gonna go to war, what options do we really have? And then you can put suggestions on the table. But ultimately, the decision is that person's and not yours.
That was hard, man. He spoke a lot of truth. Well, I'm not gonna say truth. He spoke honest from his own perspective and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I see things a bit differently than he sees in regards to the word, but I understand and respect his stance on everything, man. And I guess at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna dive in about my feelings about the N word, but what I do from how he spoke about it and from what I think about it, I think the main thing that we should focus on is being able to talk about these issues, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it comes down to me. If you're not able to speak about it, and you're first, and you, my like mine would have been, 3, 4 years ago. My first impulse that if I hear somebody say that I feel like don't need to be saying it, I'm gonna fucking nut up. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is happening? With no words being said on some bullshit, on some irrational, emotional retaliation type of thing, man. And then there are those people who deserve that type of response from me if when they're using this word in a hateful way or whatever. But you can't expect everybody to have the same understanding that you have in regards to a certain situation. And the only way that you're going to be able to share what you're thinking with this person and understand what they're thinking with this person is be able to communicate. If you can't communicate, then there's nothing we can do about it. So well, the overall idea I get from all of this is that we need to be able to talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Most people are ignorant about certain things. I'm ignorant about certain things. It means I just don't know. Some people just don't fucking know. And if you're willing and open to have discussions without, getting emotional or uptight about shit, then I think that's what the big picture should be, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what the big picture should be. We should be able to come to a spot where we can have exchanges, dialogue. You understand everything, and then you take and you do what you want with that information. If you choose to do the wrong shit with that information, well then all right, deal with the fucking repercussions. But I mean, if everyone's doing the right thing and goes along and lives life along the lines of what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, then I feel like we have a promising future. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get to the place where we're able to talk about shit. And if we can't talk about nothing, then we're gonna be damned indefinitely, just like we have been for the longest. Because everybody think they know everything about everything, and they're not willing to fucking sit there and listen to people talk and understand people's different perspectives and shit. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope, man. That was dope. Let me know what y'all thoughts about it or whatever, man. Um, this racism, race bullshit ain't going nowhere, and the only way we can, break this fucking monster down is, you know, chop at the motherfucking legs, one chop at a time. Hopefully, knock this motherfucker over. And like you said, if you've been rocking with me long enough, I use my platform to speak on shit important to me outside of hip hop, sports, whatever the fuck. Like if it's something I want to address that's important, I feel like I can, use my platform to bring attention to, shed light on. I will, man. So yeah, man. Hopefully, I enjoyed listening to Technique's perspective, man. Like I say, you wanna go check out what led up to me, not using that word anymore. You know what I'm saying? Go check that video out. Maybe I'll repost it so everybody can see it. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of work on y'all's behalf of searching it. Maybe I'll just repost it so y'all can see, man. Because a lot led up to me getting to that point. It was like in one day I was N-word this, N-word that, N-word this, N-word that. I threw a lot of those words out. You know what I'm saying? And going through all this shit, I'm choosing to live my life differently. You know what I'm saying? And I've become aware of other people adopting that same mind state from me, and they're doing the same things as well because they understand my perspective on things. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed that, man. If your first time stopping by, press the subscribe button, man. Join the Family Night Nation. We is out here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always about reaction. Talk about real shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Patreon family, y'all appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for support. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And I'm out.